Seat there. You don't have phones if you don't want to.
No, I like it. Feels official.
All good?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest has had roles on One Tree Hill, every season of American Horror Story, and the latest X-Men movie.
I never thought I'd get the opportunity to do a role like this, to be a superhero again, certainly on the DC universe,
right.
Having played the pinnacle of all superheroes in my mind. But, never say never, and I'm very happy about the opportunity to be portraying Ray Palmer.
I think the people who are saying, when is this superhero bubble going to, end, and are the people who used to make those really, by the numbers action films. Explosions like a Die Hard kind of formula or something Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger would be in, because they still make those, but they're not the big go-to summer blockbusters anymore like the superhero stuff is now.
That's true. That's true. I think there are other people who just want things to fail.
Right. Oh, there are those people too. But I think what they don't realize, except for those who are making them, but for as far as the audience goes, you're still getting the over-the-top fight scenes and explosions and vehicles and things like that. But there's actually a good, deep story to go along with it. It's not just kind of mindless violence for a blockbuster kind of thing.
And it's nice that it takes us away from the real life. It makes it changes the stakes a little bit. Makes it easier to separate from all the anxieties and the fears of normal life when it's not like a terrorist trying to blow up something, and it's just the regular everybody else trying to save them. It's superheroes, so it gives us
some depth to
some
the character,
depth, and just that there's somebody there to save us,
right?
Somebody that can protect us, even bigger than we know, is something out there even greater than we are. And I think that's something that's needed, I guess. For me, superheroes are here to teach us the greatness that we have inside. So if we can bring that to the forefront as well, I think we're doing a good job.
And the superhero stuff, they really have it down packed, where you're not just seeing the story and the origin points of how everything happened, but it really draws you in and you get invested in the characters. Like, you want to know, fight scenes aside and supernatural stuff and what have you, but you want to know how that affects the person. That person has a relationship with somebody else. Will that person develop a relationship with someone else? You get pulled into the human aspect of it by ways of all the stuff that would never happen in real life.
Yeah, I mean, we're making it palatable and relatable by having saying the superheroes have real lives, and they want love, and they want all those things, and they have drama. They're not perfect as well, and that's a way for people to live vicariously through superheroes and through these characters, whether the relationships are having ups and downs. It can parallel and parrot to what's going on in other people's lives. Cathartic in some ways.
Tell me about the Atom here, where when you found out that you got the role, did somebody have you in mind and contact you, or did you just go and audition?
As I'm told, I was the one thought of, although I'm sure there were probably a handful of similar caliber or better caliber actors that they were thinking of, and I had a meeting with about the role, and I was aware of Arrow, and it was a great show, but I was wary of the darkness of the show and wanting to be a part of something like that. It's a little too dramatic for me. I really was wanting to push my comedic chops. And when they presented Ray Palmer as being the levity of season 3, that's what sold me. Superhero powers, all that other stuff, didn't matter to me so much as this was the focus. He was going to be funny. He had to be funny. That's what they were bringing him on for. So I was flattered that they thought of me, and then also just really supremely excited about the opportunity.
So, okay, so you go and audition, and then they said, hey, look, I think Brandon's going to work. Was there any concern either on their end or your end, because you were also Superman in a previous DC project, that people might not associate you with the character? Was that a concern?
I mean, I guess not. I had that concern, but I don't think they would have pursued having me be a part of the project if that was a big enough worry for them.
Well, you came in at the right time too, because anybody who's a fan of Arrow, even they think there's this show's getting really dark and heavy, too much. There wasn't the light storylines or something comedic happening, which was the right time to bring your character in to lighten it up a little bit here. While you were doing Arrow, was there rumblings for Legends of Tomorrow, or did that come out of the blue too?
No, I shot 9 or 10 episodes of Arrow before the rumblings of Legends of Tomorrow, what would become Legends of Tomorrow, started. It was so we done, and the character would come out and people would like it, and I was like in the process of building the Atom suit and dress and costume fittings, and I think they kind of saw how cool that was becoming, and they thought, oh, we can do more with this character and some of these other characters that don't get enough light of day, and they kind of told me about the idea and some of the other actors that they were thinking about involving through the course of a couple months, and finalizing the season of Arrow, it came to fruition.
So that's a great opportunity too, where you don't think, you're not sure how it's going to work out with you going for Adam in Arrow, and then it works out really good. People, the fan base loved it, and then all of a sudden, you know what? We want you to continue doing it, but in a full-time basis on this new show that we're going to do, and launch another thing, expanding the television world for the DC universe.
Yeah, it was the best case scenario. I mean, I took the original meeting, and once they told me, the comedic side of Ray, I thought, oh, this would be cool, and they spun off Flash, and so if I do a really good job, maybe they'll keep me on, and they'll have me be on both shows, or they do their own, the Atom show, whatever different variation. I never thought of the superhero team-up show, which to me is the best option out there of all of them. So yeah, it was great, and I really do love playing this character. So it was a really cool opportunity.
They really built something nice here with I know that DC's struggling right now and going through changes and what have you with the movie universe, but with the television universe, they really laid everything out nicely, where taking a chance with Arrow, and that blew up, and then saying, let's try Flash, and then Flash blew up. The stories are well written. The special effects are not hokey or cheesy in there. You buy into what's going on there. Then Legends of Tomorrow comes out, and it's like, wow, massive supergroup coming in here, and everyone, again, a little skeptical, but after the first couple episodes, you're like, all right, they got this down too. Now they're moving Supergirl off CBS to CW, so it's just become, it's either superheroes or girl teen angst for this network here, and pairing everything together, it seems to be what's working here. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, Greg Berlanti certainly knows what he's doing, creating these shows. His team of Mark Guggenheim and Andrew Kreisberg, Phil Klemmer, for our show, doing awesome work, and CW and Warner Brothers have been obviously very supportive and ushering the process and allowing them to kind of do what they feel like they need to do, putting enough money so that our effects look really pretty amazing. I mean, I'm just always stunned how good the Atom looks when he's flying or when he resizes, and how good Firestorm's fire looks. It's just, I'm stunned by the work that all of our teams and the special effects teams are doing to make the show come to life.
Right.
It looks so good.
Let's catch everybody else up here for Ray's character. Where is he right now as far as going into the season finale?
Well, the season finale, for the third time, Ray has tried to give his life for the team, and been denied. Not that I'm happy, but I am keeping track.
I love it's always viewed as, we know you're ready to do it, but you're not the guy right now. Just stay over there and look good.
It's kind of a funny ongoing joke. I don't know if anybody notices, but it's been 3 for those counting at home. And reeling with obviously the passing of a beloved character, which maybe I won't say because people may not have seen it yet, and helping another teammate kind of cope with that loss, and maybe making a new buddy relationship grow out of that loss is kind of a special thing that I think really will carry over into season 2, and certainly into our finale. And then also the loss of, as Kendra and Ray's relationship has been up and down from the beginning, except for the 2 years in the 1950s we didn't see. That's kind of coming to a conclusion, and been a rough time. But at the same time, they've excuse me. They've they've kind of saved the day, kind of, as far as now they have now their actions are their own by having destroyed the Oculus. Now they have to just go after Vandal Savage, and maybe their mission is going to be complete.
There's 2 episodes left, right? There's one this Thursday, and then the season finale.
This Thursday's the last.
This is the finale.
Yeah.
I apologize. The season finale for Legends of Tomorrow, Thursday night, 8 p.m. on the CW. Is there a chance, either in the finale or maybe whatever the prospects are for season 2, that we'll see more of future Oliver Queen with the missing arm?
Oh, I mean, possibly next season. I know that episode was a huge hit for a lot of people. Really loved that, and I really didn't get to work much with old angry Oliver. So I'd kind of like to do that, but I think it's a possibility. I mean, with our show, really anything is a possibility. People who may have died may come back.
There's no presets with this show. Yeah,
there are no rules for real. I think maybe there's one, but.
All right, let's go with that. With no rules, what has been like your favorite time period to play in?
The Wild West was my favorite. I've never done anything like that. Never done any Wild West stuff. So it was fun to just be in the Western clothing, be a part of the town, get to play the sheriff, do a bit of a terribly bad Southern accent that Ray was putting on, and do a little horse riding. Was a lot of fun.
What would you like to see in season 2? Like, what time period would you like to go to? What would you like to see happen?
Yeah, I want to go to a medieval time,
like
14th, 15th,
like
16th
Merlin
century.
And, King Arthur kind of
yeah,
stuff?
further back, wherever it may be. Trade Ray's exosuit armor for a real suit of armor and get a sword and have to do some sword play and that stuff.
That'd be great.
I geek out about that stuff personally, so...
That'd be great if you forgot to that you were in costume under the suit and you hit your thing and you shrink, but the suit's still there and you're trapped in the suit.
All kinds of fun things that could happen. Yeah,
it crushes you. With the with everything going on now with the big shuffle, and again for the better with the CW and moving everything on, we've seen obviously the bits and pieces with the Arrow and the Flash and all that. Is everyone excited that there could be a potential with the Supergirl universe now?
Well, that's just new news. I mean, I haven't even really talked to anybody about that, my fellow cast or producers, because we're on a hiatus. We're not shooting right now. But I think I would say it's probably inevitable, especially with the move to Vancouver and now that they're on the same network. I mean, they did it when with Grant Gustin and the Flash last year when it was shooting in LA and on CBS. So I think it's inevitable, and yeah.
Is it just because writers are writers? Do you think if they do the crossover and things work out, it's going to make it somewhat awkward for you to be in the Superman universe again, but as the Atom?
Oh, not for me. For me, no. But I think it's fun to play it if it is, or just some kind of strangeness. I mean, there's going to be tongue-in-cheek jokes and Easter eggs and all kinds of fun nods to the superhero world and the fact that I'm there but I'm not there in the same context. And I relish that.
I'm glad to hear that you could play along with that, because if they did bounce around, like there's no big deal. Like, okay, I get it, and everyone has the joke, and they're like, wow, that's really cool that they actually acknowledge that, and then they move on with the story.
I mean, we played Superman jokes in Legends of Tomorrow, so I'm used to it. It's been in a lot of the projects that I've done. It's something that will kind of always live with me, and I think it's wherever there's good humor, I think we should mine it.
Another thing with the Atom, with his powers and abilities, where he can shrink down to like the molecular level and keep the strength as if the full-size human being, and with the not the wars, but the heated competition going on right now with Marvel and DC and everything. Isn't it a little weird that people are comparing the Atom to Ant-Man when the Atom was around a lot longer in the comic books than Ant-Man was?
Well, I'm not exactly sure when the incarnation of the two. I mean, the original Atom was not Ray Palmer. It was I had the name and then it escaped me. For several, I think 10 years, the Atom didn't have the ability to shrink down. He was kind of like a muscle strong man. Al Pratt was his name. Thank you, brain. Al Pratt. So then he became the Atom at a certain point with the different levels and different powers and became Ray Palmer. Obviously they're comparable, and they both came on the scene at the same time. Though there obviously are many differences. But it's a good news, and it's a good story, and fun to.
Well, the competition doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part to do? Not portray, because you're Ray Palmer now. But what has been your favorite part so far in doing Legends of Tomorrow, from different times, character engagements, conversations, things like that? Like, what has been the standout thing for you this past season?
Well, the standout episode for me was the Wild West episode, but there's so many fun moments that I've had to kind of just be a little irreverent and silly. Anytime Ray is overly excited about something, I think it's a fun opportunity for me, which I have many of those. In particular, I guess there's a fun episode. I think it's episode 3 when we're in Russia, or about to go into Russia, and I'm quoting some Top Gun, which is pretty fun. And then
Hey,
I
it's
get
the
called
30th
out.
anniversary. Why not?
Yeah, I like to do the movie quote stuff. Is pretty fun.
You know what? Now that I'm saying that, if they wanted to redo Top Gun, I think you would fit in good for the Tom Cruise role.
I've been
think you've
told
got
that I
the look.
resemble Tom Cruise, so that'd be fun.
Would you do that if they asked you?
Yeah, I mean, who says no to that? I have enough edge now over 15 years of being an actor. I think I could probably pull off the charmingness of Tom Cruise.
And you don't have to step on
well, at least come close.
and you don't have to step on the box for the group scene, so it looks like you're on the same height with everybody. You're right there with them. I only got a minute left here with you. I wouldn't be doing my fanboy justice if I didn't mention, of course, your roles on Chuck, and of course Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah.
You've been in so many different comic book related things, like that. This is just old hat to you now. Like everyone would look at you and go, he fits into everything with these worlds.
Yeah. It's a great place to be. It's a great genre, amazing fan base, loyal fan base. They put up with me as Daniel Shaw, even though I did terrible things, but stuck with me. So that's great. Thank you, everybody. It's a fun world. I love the fantastic and kind of exploring different ways to be.
And finally, it's the 10-year anniversary for Superman Returns.
Yeah.
I loved the movie. I thought it was
Thank
really
you.
good. You were amazing in it, and Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, I think, really were the two tentpoles in that movie that made it all work. I wish they would have continued with you more with the Superman stuff, but I guess, it is what it is.
I'm doing all right.
You're doing great. It's not like it's like, I wish I was still doing
It was an
something.
amazing opportunity, and I'm grateful for all the fans that do really love that film. And it's okay to love that film, everybody.
It is. I don't get that.
People like to make an asterisk like, I actually like that film. Just like it.
The
and
plane
love it. There are
ballpark
plenty
scene
of
was
people that
amazing.
do.
Just like it for what it was.
Yes.
It was an awesome movie.
Thanks.
Brandon Routh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I get to talk to you for season 2 for Legends of Tomorrow.
Love to.
And then who knows, with the way everything's going now, you may be back on Arrow and Flash and Supergirl. You'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a great time to be a fan of comic books and superheroes. Brandon, thank you so much.
Thanks, Eric.
Take care.